Hey guys, what's up? Just real quick before we start this video, I want to go ahead and say I'm no visual expert. I am not the end-all, know-all of anything with the visual aspect of stuff as far as how specific technology and whatnot should be. I just wanted to go ahead and make sure we're on record. If you're looking for a super awesome, the internal guts and how it all's so amazing on every giant spectrum scale, go check out Hardware Canucks because they definitely got something way better than I do. But if you want to see the consumer aspect, continue to watch the video and enjoy, guys. Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt with 86 Gaming. Just real quick, I wanted to go over the 27UD88. It's by LG. It's one of their 4K monitors, and this is the bells and whistles model. At a fancy price point of $700, you can expect to be wowed and hopefully be wowed by what it has to offer. It was something that when I had my two 23-inch AOCs, or AOCs, however you want to say it, I call it AOC because I like saying AOC better. But I had two 23 AOCs, and they were 1080p, and it was pretty good because I liked having the dual monitor layout. I could work off of one, do the YouTube internet stuff off of one while running Premiere in the other, have folders drag over drop. That was easy. So going to one monitor was a little bit different. However, now that I've been with this monitor, I don't think I would go back. The comparisons are enough for me to say this is something absolutely awesome. While I don't utilize all the bells and whistles that it has to offer, I still find it a great value for 4K. Remember, budget isn't necessarily cheap. Budget is whatever you can afford that's in your best price range, and I think the $700 premium on this, which you can find cheaper, is a pretty great pickup. I mean, for what it does do, you may find absolutely every use possible for what it can offer, which we'll go over a little bit here in detail. I had to make notes because the first video I did, I was a little disappointed that I kept missing stuff. So I have my handy notes on my iPhone here. Now, the 4K at 60 Hertz is pretty impressive. It's not often that you're going to see anything 4K that goes over 60 Hertz. So is that great for gaming? No, not necessarily, because you may be wanting to look for something a little more gaming oriented like the Predator. Predator has 1 millisecond lag and 120 Hertz, something like that. I don't know. It's not something that I'm personally interested in. I'm more into the video editing and the photo editing realm, and this is perfect for me and what I do. But 4K at 60 Hertz is really good. I absolutely have been playing games on it, games like Rebel Galaxy or Black Flag, even Brawlhalla. If you've never heard of that, it's a fun beat-em-up game. Go check it out. Rebel Galaxy is too. It's not a beat-em-up game. It's a space game. It's $20 on Steam. I'll just throw that out there. I like it, so hey, why not? Now, this monitor is impressive. It does cover 99% of the Srgb spectrum. If you're curious about what Srgb is, I put a link to it on the website in the blog review. If you go check it out, there's a link in there. It's blue. You should be able to find it, and it'll tell you a little bit about what Srgb is. FreeSync and Vulkan technology. If you're considering going with the RX 480 or any of the new AMD cards coming out, I'm sure they'll have a 490, 490X, things like that, new Furies. But if you're planning on going that route, then definitely this might be something you're interested in. With FreeSync on, it reduces stuttering and tearing, which can cause bad gameplay. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen it where you got to go turn FreeSync on or off or whatever you have to do to kind of adjust what you want to do when you're playing the game so that when you turn, you're not seeing the tears go across the screen. So that's something definitely worth considering if you're going the AMD route. This would be good for you if you want to play games in 4K, but at 60 Hertz with FreeSync on, it should be pretty incredible. All right. Backlight Bleed. Now, this was something that at first I had a little bit of a squabble about because I remember thinking, okay, it's an IPS monitor, and a lot of people have concerns with IPS monitors. Now, when you think IPS, if you're familiar enough with what they are, they're really good for visual. Like I can stand right here and see the entire monitor, where like a TN panel, it would be off color and a little different. But being an IPS monitor, it is pretty incredible, especially because where I thought that the backlight bleed would be bad, I came in the middle of the night, turned on a movie just to check it out. And while I set the camera at low ISO to show you that you can see it, that was almost complete darkness where it was struggling to pull light from anywhere, and you will be able to see it, but to my naked eye sitting there, I couldn't really tell. I could tell the monitor was on when it was paused on full black, but you can't really see bleed that bad. And there's a good reason for that, because they have a black stabilizer which does some automatic detecting. See, it's a good thing I made notes this time, isn't it? Because you should have seen the first video I did. Dynamic action range, detects and adjusts automatically when enabled. So what this will do is sort of, when you turn that on, you want to watch movies or play games, and you want it to look as crisp and clean and good as possible. It'll highlight what needs to be highlighted while not making a lot of overcolor and bleed. And I find that to be an excellent feature to include in this monitor. It's something that definitely makes the games pop, makes the movies look good, and if that's something that's really interesting to you, then there you go. Once again, especially if you're going with AMD. The 140 watt PSU that this monitor comes with. The monitor itself only utilizes 30 watts. Now, why does it have 140 watt? Because it has a USB Type-C on the back. What do you do with a USB Type-C? If you have a USB Type-C compatible device like a MacBook or a Dell XPS laptop, something of that nature, even a phone, if there's any mobile devices out there on the fancy high end, what you can do is you can plug it into that. Not only can you transmit data, visual, you can charge the product at the same time. So if you're editing with this right here, this is the laptop, you want to use a MacBook, don't have one to show you, sorry, I'm not that fancy and I'm not a big fan of Apple. But if you have that, I realize the irony in what I just said, but if you have that, then you can put your display on here while you're doing your video editing, and then you can be charging it at the same time that you're working on a much larger monitor. So that could be a good option for you if all you work on is a laptop like the MacBook that can charge via the USB. I mean, there'd be, what an incredible setup. That's all I can really say about that. So in the back we have two USB 3.0s, we have two HDMIs, and one display 1.2 output. Now this is probably a little bit overkill, but it's the bells and whistles model, so what do you expect? That's pretty nice, I guess, to have. There's no cable management clip. This is what gets me. There's a younger brother model that you can get for sub $500, where this is about $700 MSRP, and it comes with a clip on the back that can cable manage. Now, I haven't had that to see that personally, but I remember reading and comparing specs on what was so different between the 68 and the 88 that I wanted to know those particulars, because while the 68 lacks a lot of what the 88 has, it has a cable management clip. And I remember thinking, well, what a flick in the chin, because why wouldn't you put the cable management clip on the back of the premium flagship version of the two? Anyways, you know, just a small gripe that I have about it. Going over now a couple, because I luckily hit all my notes this time. Going over a couple things too. It's got some really interesting features. I do like this base. It's really nice. It is VESA on the back, so that if you wanted to and you had your own VESA mount, you can put it on the back and just easily clip it to it. The monitor detaches and attaches real easily. It goes up and down really nice with just a little bit of pressure if you wanted to. Now, if you're somebody that codes, or if you want to line them up in a unique way, the monitor also has the full tilt. So we can go like that and be all fancy and have our full tilt monitor. If you're somebody that runs a lot of code or programming, this would be good for you. If you're somebody that just wants a giant wall setup of $700 4K monitors, then cool, there you go. That's weird, not my style. I've seen people do it. I've always thought it was weird and crazy, but hey, that's for them, not for me. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this video, and I know I'm a little more of the consumer aspect of it. I make no claims to be the perfect know-all, end-all of visual. I have a coworker that's really into his 4K stuff. I'm sure we'll watch this and be mad that I didn't discuss or cover more. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the links below. I'll make sure to ask him so I can pretend that the answer is mine and help you out. Anyways, guys, have a great day or great night or whatever you're doing, and I will see you in the next video I do. Hey guys, what's up? Just real quick, I wanted to go over a couple things on this monitor that was left out of the previous video. Good job. I did some notes to make sure I didn't forget anything, so I'm just adding this in at the end. We have a little button down here, and what it does is it brings up our menu. It's a simple analog control switch. So basically you pop it up and you get this kind of four-way direction. And if you go over to the left, what you do is you pull up all your main settings under your menu. Your quick settings, your PBP, your picture, your general, and reset all. So if we go and look at, let's see, what was our quick settings? Nope, picture. If we go to picture, for instance, and we go down to game adjust, this is where we can turn FreeSync on and off if you have a FreeSync supported card, an AMD card. So once again, just a touch, if you're thinking about going AMD with their new Vulkan technology and you want to use FreeSync, boom, there you go, you can turn it on or off there. And what that does is reduces the stuttering and tearing inside of games. It makes it look a lot fresher, especially since you'll be playing at 60 Hz and not on a traditional gaming monitor. Anyways, you can go over here and do some other fancy stuff, and I know if you get the color calibration control, you can use that with the software that they provide and come in here and make some changes in order to set some stuff up. Like if we go in here, I've got, where's the picture? Picture mode set to custom for me. I've got it set up kind of how I want it, but you can go through a lot of presets and you can kind of make it your own thing as well. So if we were to come through here and do that, it does quick preview so you can see everything. Here's the sRGB one. FPS game, FPS game 2, RTS game, because I guess there's a huge difference between FPS and RTS games. Anyways, push left to go back, and that's your main menu. So if we push it again, we can go over and see your inputs. This is for if you have other devices plugged in, you don't have to do a whole bunch of, oh my god, I gotta swap cables around and move stuff. I can just choose the MacBook I have in the USB-C while I'm transmitting data, also use it as my display. I can go to my HDMI 2s. I'm currently on display port on the back of my card. So we'll bring it back open again. You can use this to exit just by pushing in the middle again, if that's helpful, because I know in the past when I've seen monitors, I've been like, oh my god, how did I open this menu and get out of it? It's just real simple on this one. The only button, the only control for this entire monitor, right here underneath. I think it's ingenious and it's nice. If you need to do a quick on the fly thing, that's not how you do it. I went the wrong direction and turned it off. But I'll turn it back on here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Quick on the fly, go into game mode and just bring that up. Tells you FreeSync enable, DAS mode enable. And of course you can go into the quick settings in the menu and you can change that. You can see the monitors rendering, setting stuff up now. Anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. Just to touch on that, it's probably one of the most intuitive, neat little setups. It's very familiar just right off the bat. You push the button and guide yourself around, and I find it to be a really awesome menu setup. So anyways, that's to cover the menu setup. If you have any questions, like I said, put them down below and I'll be sure and get back with you. And you know, just give me some time to check with my guy that knows visuals so that I can take credit for his answer. Thanks, guys. You have a good night.